People have spoken, and I've finally taken on the mantle of SEO Jesus. This started a year ago when I was at a conference on a rooftop bar in Bangkok, and someone looked at me and said, "Why don't you go for the SEO Jesus thing?" I thought, fine, here we go again. Had a look at Namecheap. The .com was available. So I bought it, never really did anything with it, but I was still telling people this funny story when other people were talking about going for SEO Jesus. I was like, well, I do have the .com, but I'm not sure if that's what I want to do. Until finally, it was over time just sticking more and more. Every time I told this story, everyone was saying, that's amazing, that's all I'm calling you from now on. Until the most recent conference where I came up with a conference app saying, what do you want to be called? So I thought, screw it, let's just put SEO Jesus, see if it lets me. And it did. So for that conference, 400 high-level entrepreneurs, I was consistently known as SEO Jesus. Everyone's saying, you have got to do that. So what are you doing wasting your time with anything else? So fine. I've had a basic landing page on this site for a while, so I finally cleaned it up and turned it into my primary agency. But what I want to address today is basically I'm starting from zero. This has a domain rating of 0 and a couple of links. I think someone else actually had the domain before me years ago and just built some basic links. But there's no power there, 33 links, but domain rating 0. So I want to show you today how I could actually get that up instantly. I reckon we can get it up to around 20 to 30 within a week. How do we do that? The concept is quite simple. I am going to be building this website in public because obviously there's no point hiding my SEO Jesus website, so I might as well open it up and show you exactly how I'm going to rank pages on it, build backlinks to it. The only thing is I can't reveal everything because I don't want Google seeing, I don't want my competitors seeing. So if you really want to get the deep insider knowledge that I can't share publicly, then make sure you sign up to my Ranking Revelations newsletter. Every video I publish, my Ranking Revelations subscribers get a little extra paragraph of the sort of next level fine-tuning, my own personal best practices that I simply can't go into in the video. And I reveal these only once. So if you miss them, then there's no reruns, I'm afraid. So the other day I did my tutorial on CTR Booster. My email subscribers got my full SOP for using CTR Booster effectively, whereas most people, they try it, doesn't work, they can't make it work, and it breaks. Same thing with other tools, other processes. So to make sure you don't miss out again, Google SEO Jesus, come to this website, and click on the Ranking Revelations newsletter and sign up there. So how am I going to rapidly increase my DR within a week? Well, I discovered this technique about a year ago, where domain rating and backlinks in general, remember domain rating is a mirror of Google's own PageRank, the idea that pages will inherit the backlink strength from other pages depending on their power. And domain rating, PageRank, whatever, it's dilutionary, as in if a site links out hundreds of times to loads of different websites, then its power is being split very thinly. So therefore, if you're getting a link off one of these websites, then you're not going to get as much power as you would if it linked out to fewer websites. So in my link building agency, we really focus on outbound links as a really important metric, because loads of agencies are just focused on not even DR, but often DA, quite old-fashioned domain authority. Sometimes they'll look at traffic, most of them don't. So we start off with a minimum domain rating of 30 and traffic of 1,000. So we already know this is a good website that's going to move the needle that Google really likes. The question then is how many sites are they linking out to? Because you're actually going to get more power from a small blog with a DR of 30 that doesn't link out to thousands upon thousands of websites than a big news site with a DR of 70 that's linking out to hundreds of thousands of websites. So I know you might prefer the look of the news site, but actually to get good high quality inserts on blogs that don't link out to everyone, you're going to get more power there. That's going to move the needle more. And that's the exact impact I want to show you here. Because when I start a new site, I will quite often go into my existing websites and give myself a couple of links just to help with indexing. Yes, technically, that's Black Hat, it's a PBN, could get me penalized if I abused it. But the fact is, a PBN, you're talking about tens, maybe even hundreds of websites, building all those links at once. All I'm doing is just going into maybe 5 other websites I own and basically giving myself a link on those sites just very early on, just to get a bit of initial traction, get the website off the ground, get it indexed, and get a little bit of link power in there. So what I found in the past when I've done that is I've got some expired domains that are DR 30 to 50, even 54, I think was a good one. And I give myself a single link And then my new site immediately jumps up to a domain rating of 15, 20, 25. And it's all because that website, the expired domain I used, it's got a website, it's got traffic on it, but it's not linking out to anyone. So this website is getting all of that power. And this is why PBNs are so powerful, private blog networks, where you do this en masse, buying expired domains, putting a basic website on it, and then only linking out to your site. In theory, private blog networks should be private. You want to be the only site these sites are really linking to, apart from a few sort of authority websites to make them look more legitimate. So the danger of using or buying PBN links from big sellers is often they'll be linking out to loads of people. So it'll be quite a weak domain. And yes, you might only be paying $10, $20 per link, but how many other links have they sold on that same website? So that DR 10, 20 sites, remember most PBN sites aren't that powerful generally, and they're linking out to loads of people. Whereas if I've got a tutorial on expired domains, check that out. So if you build your own PBN, then you're going to get all of that power concentrated. Anyway, we're not talking about PBNs today. Technically we are, but we're actually just talking about how can I get my DR up as fast as possible, get some power into my new brand, especially like most people. I've sort of pivoted around my brand name for more than a year now. So my actual company name is called Certply, as in SERPPLY. For those who don't know, a SERP, S-E-R-P, is a search engine results page. So this is kind of a clever play on words about supplying the SERPs, plying with the SERPs, which is hilarious to other SEOs, not so obvious to my clients. Then I wrote the book, The Power Lever Method, which was all about SEO for coaches. So I have a website for that brand. I've got my personal brand. Now I'm obviously on the speaking circuit, doing promotion, advertising. So when I get mentioned in these types of things, they tend to link to some of these websites. So if I go over to this list here, these are my current sort of agency sites, if you like. So I've got Power Lever Method, DR of 34. Certply, DR 33. SEOforinsurance.com, that's a little side project I had, DR of 33. StuartVickers.com, DR of 32. And then we have SEOJesus.com with a DR of 0 because it's only just started. So I'm going to give myself a link on these 4 websites and then show you how much the DR actually improves. So let's start off with what we've got here, Certply. So I'm just going to edit with Elementor. And again, what a lot of people don't talk about is actually, if you do have your own private PBN, you actually want to link them all together, because if you've got DR10, DR10, DR20, 30, and you link them all together, they all also share that power. It does make it a lot more obvious. So if you are selling links to hundreds of clients on them, then if you get discovered, then your whole network gets blown up. So basically, you only do this if you're doing what I'm doing here. So just powering up your own website. Put this. Can I edit this? Edit footer. Now, actually, I'm going to put it in the content. There's always this theory that footer links aren't as powerful. So let's do edit page. You can see I've already done this a bit before, actually done some promotion, added some links on this homepage. Remember, homepage links are the most powerful because generally the homepage, the brand, that's what gets mentioned and featured the most in publications. So it's very difficult to get links to an inner page, whereas the homepage typically gets lots of links. So if you place links on your homepage, whether it's internal links or external links, they're always going to be more powerful. I want this to look reasonably natural rather than really scammy. Okay, let's do here. Our London-based team, led by SEO Jesus. Now, anchor text is important with links. So generally, you want to, especially early on, the least risky type of links are branded links. So either your full URL or your brand name, because, like I say, it's obvious if you're being mentioned in publications, people will normally link to your homepage just saying your brand name. So that's a lot lower risk than if you're going to use keyword-rich anchor text. So if I put this as best SEO agency and link to my inner page on best SEO agency, then that's going to be a lot more suspicious. Actually, let's go up here. Premium SEO link building from SEO Jesus. And just do SEO SEO Jesus, copy that link. And update. Now, as these are home pages that are getting traffic, got lots of links, I don't need to worry about indexing either. So these will show up on Ahrefs in a very short amount of time and therefore increase that DR. Now, SEO for insurance.com, I haven't even done anything with since I moved hosting, so it's just been a dead page. So I think I'll actually just redirect that to SEO Jesus. So we've got SEO in the domain name, so it's a perfectly relevant page to redirect. Now, I think Stuart Vickers already has a mention of SEO Jesus. Whatever, same thing. So edit with Elementor. And that's risen to become the SEO Jesus. Okay, done. Next. Then power lever method. I've got biography on this homepage, so I'll just use that. So straight down here. Has quickly risen to become the SEO Jesus. This is also lazy, but it does work. Okay, so done. Yep, power lever method, Cert apply, Stuart Vickers. So I'm just going to redirect SEO for insurance.com. I might actually do that later on, actually. So let's see what the impact of these links is on the DR of SEO Jesus. And then we'll do the redirects and see how that moves the needle. Okay, it was Saturday morning when I made those placements. And it's now Monday early afternoon, about lunchtime. And we can see my DR has shot up to 22 on SEOJesus.com. So we can clearly see increase in referring domains. And then the domain rating has gone from 0 all the way up to 22, exactly as I predicted. So if we go to referring domains, then we can see right at the top there, power lever method, Cert apply, Stuart Vickers, and I haven't even done that redirect yet for SEO for insurance.com. So we'll try that next. So this is just a very simple demonstration about how increasing DR, it's only one metric, but it can be done on the basis of outbound links. So yes, you want power, but you also want to make sure that power is concentrated towards your website rather than spread out all across the internet. So if you're building links on sites that link out to everyone, then you're not going to actually increase your DR that much. And when clients come to me, their main question is, how much do I need to increase my DR, and how can I actually do that? So it entirely depends on your niche. Do feel free to reach out. If you sign up to my Ranking Revelations newsletter and then just reply to the confirmation email, I'll happily do you a backlink analysis to basically work out what kind of DR you need to aim for. And then this can give you an idea in terms of the number of links required. In this case, it only took 3 links to get up to a DR of 22, which is very respectable. That would actually put me within a qualification range for a lot of good niches. But just remember that DR is only one metric. So there's loads of people out there, like on Fiverr, websites like that, who will happily increase your DR to 60 within a week for $50. But it's all with a load of junk that's not actually going to increase your authorities or increase your traffic and revenue. In this case, these links will actually give me power, but you don't really want to rely on only this method because it is technically a PBN and therefore quite shady. So I'm not expecting a massive amount of traction from this, but it's just that initial start to get me off the ground. But this is exactly why looking at the number of outbound links of each backlink we build is so important. So we factor that into every single link we build, just because I've seen other agencies before where they'll say, we did this DA60 link. And you're saying, yes, but it's a terrible link. DA, DR, whatever, that's only one metric. We also look at the traffic. So we only build links with a minimum traffic of 1,000 because these are clearly sites that Google loves. It's rewarding with traffic. Therefore, Google is going to trust their recommendation, as in the link that website makes. So if it links back to your website, then that's a big vote of confidence to your authority and power. But then outbound links as well. If that website's linking out to everyone, you're not going to get much benefit. Whereas, as I've demonstrated here, if it's only linking out to a few websites, then you get a lot more power for that result.